Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jan. I'm a yoga teacher, and today I'm going to share with you a treasure. I know I say that a couple of times, but um, it took me a few months to think it through, to design, to actually step to make and manufacture this. It's supposed to modelize a leg. Okay, so this is the femur bone, the top one. Then this is the tibia, and this is the foot. Okay, so this is the knee, and this is the ankle. So far, so good, right? Then we have a muscle, which looks like this elastic, right? Because a muscle can contract and can stretch. We'll go even further in this thing. What I want to share with you also, so we're all on the same page, is that it's not just bone and muscle and bone. In between, you have tendons. Okay, so it's bone, tendon, muscle, tendon, muscle. The thing you can easily recall is that your Achilles tendon here, it's a bit harder than the muscle itself, right? So remember that the tendon is harder than the muscle and it's less flexible. So when you stretch more the muscle than the tendon. But if you stretch too much the muscle and it goes to the tendon is going to be like, please stop. Okay, so that's when you get you injure yourself and you get tendonitis. Okay, the best way to cure from tendonitis, first a bit of rest, of course, because if it's hurting too much, you should not. But you also should reinforce because you need to stimulate the healthy cells that constitute the tendon. Tendon, muscle, ligaments also. Let me just quickly on the ligaments. Ligaments is like a tendon, but it joins bone to a bone. There is no muscle in between, okay? The reason why a tendon has less flexibility than a muscle is because it's made out of the same component, even as the skin, but it's called connective tissues, but the proportions are slightly different. Okay, we have more elasticity in the skin than in the muscles, and we have even less elasticity in the tendons and the ligaments. That's why they can break easily, more easily than sometimes we would like to. So, okay, if we agree on this and that, then we have 2 points of attachment for a muscle. Okay, so far so good. If there was only one, the muscle would just live inside the skin and move like this. Okay, so when this is attached here and this is attached there, how? So we have, guess which muscle? Yes, the calf muscle. Thank you. I'm talking about here the calf muscle. How to stretch the calf muscle? If you bend the knee, you let go of the tension in the muscle. I hope you could feel or see that from my modelization. So if you bend, you don't stretch. So you have to keep the knee straight, okay? And the foot, if you point forward, you see the muscle is not stretched. So you want to stretch the muscle, you want to flex the foot. And here, the muscle is long, it's thin, but it's hard, okay? When it's contracted, it's short, it's thick, and it's hard as well, but not in the same nature, right? So imagine this is the muscle for a stretch looks like a elastic. When it's contracting, it's more like a spring. Okay, when you compress the spring, you have no elasticity in the spring anymore. So it's not so efficient, physically speaking, because if you cannot move, then what to do. So it's thick, hard, tough, and short. When you stretch it, on the other hand, it's thinner, it's longer, but it's also hard, you know. When it's relaxed, this is the optimal. When the muscle is relaxed, everything is good. It's not too long, not too short, not too hard, rather soft. Yeah, it's soft. That's the term, it's soft. Okay. So once we know that, how do we apply this to stretching the calf muscle? You place a block, but it can be against a wall, a stair. You place your foot like this in the middle of the block. That will help to keep the foot flexed, right? Because if it's pointed, you're going to have the calf hard. So like this, it's stretched. And if I keep the knee bend, not gonna work. It may stretch the bottom, but then the top of the muscle. So I keep the knee straight and I move forward, and here I stretch that calf. Try it for yourself and you will really feel the difference, okay? So once you've tried this, I'm going to reverse this beautiful modelization. And this time we have the tibia bone, the femur bone, so the thigh, and this is the pelvis. Okay, this is very, very summarized. So that muscle here on top is the quadriceps, the muscle of your thigh, right? So this is usually how we look like when we are standing, okay? And in order to stretch the quadriceps, usually we bend the knee, right? We catch the foot with our hands, like this. And we think, ah, yes, I'm stretching my thigh here. Well, not just, because here on top, you see, I'm a bit like this. So if you straighten and if you send the hip forward, then you're going to feel the stretch in the upper thigh. Try it for yourself. Hit the pause button if needed and tell me what you think. So to stretch your thigh, catch your foot. If you can't catch your foot, you take a strap or elastic like this, okay? Or you use your pants or your sock or whatever. You can even place the foot on the chair. And if your knees are open like this, are you gonna feel it? No. First, you bring the knees down, okay? Then you send the knee down to the floor. It stretches already a bit more. And then that hip, as if you were pushing the wall forward. Yes, and this is how you stretch the thigh muscle. Now, how do you apply this to another bone that usually is tense and that we tend to complain about? If I'm tying up my hair, it's because it's up here, right? It's the trapezius muscle. So I should design something else for you, but it looks like a kite, right? That trapezius from the back. It attaches at the back of the neck, at the edges of your shoulders, and then underneath the shoulder blades, like this. Okay. Okay. Let's focus on this upper part. Okay. That muscle is attached, as I said, here and there. How do we further weigh the distance between those 2 points? Yes, we tilt the head, but if we tilt the head and we lift the shoulder, nothing is going to happen. So we have to bring the shoulder down and try to work our way into lengthening the back here of the neck and bring the head down. Oh gosh, I feel it down to my shoulder blade, really. Just this simple movement. When you come back softly. If you bring the spring too far back after stretching it for too long, it's going to hurt, right? Just logical. So yes, this is the principle behind stretching. So that was the very first part I wanted to share with you of the principle of, okay, this is the bone structure, this is the muscle, you stretch, you contract. We saw quickly to contract. Okay, now when you move two pieces of um, bone together, I was going to say two pieces of wood, but the way you bring them together, let's forget this one, is that one muscle is attached here, the other one there, okay? And we bring it like this, and we shorten, right? One very easy example is beautiful biceps, right? When we bend the elbow, we tend to contract the bicep. So far, so good. Go ahead, touch it while you do the movement and feel the contraction. If you don't feel it too much, make a fist and squeeze your fist. You'll really feel the muscle hardening, okay? Then, as we saw, to move like this, we contract here, but we stretch the back here, right? Because in order to do this movement, there is it's coupled, like you have contraction, but also stretch happening. So it means that the muscles behind here, the muscle, it's a chain of muscle, but if we want to move like this, you can also consciously stretch the muscle. Let's try it. If we bend here, it contracts, right? But if we try to stretch as well the posterior part here of the arm, it happens as well. Did we engage the biceps? Barely. Not zero, but barely. Compared to the okay? So this is so important. If you want to move, okay, if you want to improve and be more efficient in a movement, whether you're struggling carrying your groceries or doing some basic daily tasks, you know, try to think which muscle is called here to work, okay? Because I can work the top one and I can train it and reinforce it, but I can also consciously stretch the way it's going to help me to move. Okay. When you lie like this, you sit on the floor and you want to bring the leg like this. Okay? At first it looks easy because what you do is you bring the back. But this is cheating, let's be honest. So keep your back straight and just move like this. Now you feel your thigh is being so contracted that it almost hurts, right? The muscle is not used to work that much because you always compensate by going back like this. Of course, I can move my leg and do this. No. With your back straight, if you mobilize only the thigh, it's tough. Now, what I would like you to try is not just contracting that muscle, but also stretching that. The more you're going to consciously bring it up, without moving the back, of course. So let's do again. Back straight, and we stretch. It's a lot easier right away. So if you couple the stretch of the back plus the contraction of the top, you bring it so much higher. So this is something used for dancers, right? Because not everyone can send their legs so high, right? So yeah, if I send my leg like this, I just contract, it's fine. But if I couple it with the up, it goes way higher, right? But if I just do stretching the back, it goes high as well. So you see, that's how you make your body more efficient. And depending on what you need to do in your daily life, what you're struggling with, think of that and try to apply it. Okay? And please do share in the comments how you apply that concept in your daily life, because I studied that because so many people struggled with going from downward dog to bringing the left foot or right foot forward in between the hands. So often people go like this and be like, oh, this is too much. I can't go for more than this. When I ask them to step back, on the other hand, no issues. So how come they can't bring it back? You know? So if you want to work on bringing that leg forward, do this exercise with the block, right? It's going to help you mobilize the thigh, but also you're going to retrain your body to also stretch the back of the leg. Yes. Okay. I think that's enough theory for today. I mean, there was a bit of practice, but it's really up to you to apply it, right? So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I like to talk about those theoretical topics. I like to include that in my classes in general, because it really helps people to understand a bit more their bodies. And once you understand that, you understand a bit more even your own self. So that's what yoga is all about. And I hope you learned something today. If you did, please do subscribe if it's not done yet. You can also share my channel with someone. And here is the target playlist. Take care. Don't forget to comment. And see you soon on the mat.